Bite my tongue? Never. See, what they don't know is they're tuning in to DBYC podcast, and I'm just discovering the world around me.
Kaisha, I love you.
I feel like God is telling you to keep going.
You quit on yourself, you really down bad.
Tune in Wednesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern Time.
We're going to switch gears, guys, and we're going to go to the music-based questions. So, Barri, when did you realize that you should take your talent more seriously?
I feel like it goes way back to when I was in middle school. Before I even started making music, I used to sing in church. And everybody would just go, wow. Every time I would sing, I just seen like, certain people would sing and people would get up. But when I would sing, when I would get up, it seemed like I had like more of the audience. Like I had the young crowd, the older crowd, the, in between crowd. Like everybody was up and was like into it. And then I used to perform at Mathis City Auditorium here in Valdosta with Southside Rec. My grandmother, she's a director, and we used to we got standing ovations like for like 4 years in a row. At the Martin Luther King program that they have every year. And back then, that was like, the Martin Luther King program was like deep. Like everybody was there. Like the whole city was there. Like it was packed out. And this is like the biggest auditorium that's in Valdosta. Like everybody was there. So it was like those moments of performing there really kind of was like, yo, I really love this. I love making music. I love the performing aspect. And I said, but I need to make my own. Because, recording everybody else, recording and not recording, but performing everybody else's music is cool and all, but something about having your own. So that kind of interest got to me. And then through high school, I used to just make music with I did it solo. Then I got in a group and I was like, you know what, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to make music. Like, that's just what I want to do. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to do all that. But I will say this though, it was a couple of jobs, a couple careers I wanted to do, such as like being a biologist and being a therapist. But over, in high school, talking to a couple people kind of changed that. So I was like, yeah, let me at least try this music.
Okay. So you said that you basically grew up in the church. Do you think that enhanced like your abilities and like your talents and everything?
Course, that's the reason why I feel like I have the ear that I have, because of my church, Church of Christ. Growing up, we didn't have instrumentation in our church. Like everything was by vocals, so we were just taught that your instrument, what God gave you, your voice, you're supposed to sing that, sing spiritual songs and hymns. So growing up, that's all we had, and that's all I would do. Now I would hear instrumentation like through music, like listening to some of the founders of soul and jazz, being in a city where I was around a lot of more older folks and older people. It kind of enhanced that. But yeah, I would say that church is a huge reason why stacks, harmonies, vocally, because I was able to understand harmonies every day, like at church, and then we would be singing at home. So it'd be like, yeah. So yeah. Church is huge. Church of Christ, Woodlawn Forest, Church of Christ is the reason, and West Adair. So yeah.
Okay, Barri. So speaking on talents, what is a talent that you may have that a lot of people don't know about?
Talent I may have that nobody knows. I don't know. Like, I don't know what people think that I have. Like, I know people see me make music, but a lot of people don't know. Like, I feel like more of the acting. Like,
you're an actor?
I like to act. Like, I like to be in character. Like, I would watch TV, and even now I will watch like one of my favorite triple threats. I call it's like Jamie Foxx. Like, triple threat on the TV screen. He's triple threat in the music scene. He's also great in comedy. Like he's just all around, you know, and he does it without even really, it feels like he's not even trying. He just do it because that's him.
Yeah.
So it's more of like kind of that, like the acting, like to get into acting, but also not just acting, but really just becoming that character. Like I've been a big Eddie Murphy, Will Smith, Denzel, like huge. I study. So it's like, yeah, that's probably one of the things a lot of people don't know. I like to act. You know? I like to make people laugh. So I'm not gonna say I'm a comedian, but yeah.
This dude told us, oh, I don't know. Well, I do act, huh?
Hey.
Yeah, okay, because I didn't know that.
No, for sure.
If you had to choose, who would be the biggest contribution for the way that you make your music?
It's so many people, but are we talking about big artists? Are we talking about people around me? Like,
okay, so since because you already spoke on your grandfather, so I'm like, maybe we could go big. We can go influences. We can go that route.
I would say a big person. I would say Brandy. Brandy is a huge. Brandy. We got Ty Dolla $ign, Eric Bellinger. We got Tank. Tank is a huge. We got, you know, but then you have like your Drake. You have your Bryson Tiller. You got, you know, I gotta throw Breezy in there because Breezy. But you got a fusion of a lot of people. But I say like the biggest people is probably more like Brandy and probably like Brandy and like Ty Dolla $ign.
Okay.
I would say Brandy and like Omarion or something like that. Like it's so many combinations. It depends on what song, cause like in different songs, I be just channeling like, okay, I know this song would be so hard, and I know this artist would be on this record, you know. So yeah.
I don't know why this came up, but it's somebody. It's on his songs, and he sounds just like Chris Brown. And I remember the first time I heard it, and I was like, he got Chris Brown on his song.
You talking about late night drive.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I said he had the cadence. I said, oh, who is this?
But
oh my God.
But you can hear like Breezy could have got on that record and like slid on that record. No disrespect, because my brother Keith, he actually comes from me and him went to school together. That's like my best friend growing up, especially in high school. So we was in a group together.
Yeah.
He's on that song because he came in town. I think he came in town like one weekend, like randomly. And I had just did the hook for a late night drive, and I was playing him some records. He was like, bro, I want to be on this record. Like, I'm gonna be on this record. I was like, all right, bro. Like, I was about to write the second verse. He was like, nah, I want to be on that record. So then it was like, bet. And literally that next day he left. He went home. I think he went to like Texas or something. And then he sent me his vocals that night. I was like, word. But no, he writes. His pen is some serious stuff.
That's what's up. Cause I'm telling you, like, I'm a fan of your music anyway. Like, count me in. You know what I'm saying? But like that, I don't know. That song, it had me. I was like, yeah, what's that? I need some of that. But
that song came off of a tweet. Like somebody, one of my good friends, she had tweeted late night drive, and I was on Twitter, and I was like, wow. But like I seen it, and I was like, I gotta go get me something to eat. I was like, late night drive. But the thing, fast, like rewind back, I was gonna have a project named Late Night Drive because I feel like I made a lot of records that were like late night drive vibes. But when I looked it up on Google, I seen somebody else already had a project called Late Night Drive, and I'm a big part of like I don't want nobody to ever feel like I'm trying to get off of what they got going on. Like, nah, I do my own thing. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna have a late night drive album. But I was like, all right, I can have a late night drive song.
Yeah.
That's something different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I wish I would have like done something similar to that when I started this podcast, because I didn't know nobody had, like, it's one person, shout outs to whoever you are in real life, but his name is Mookie, but I think his podcast is more so about music, is music oriented, but I didn't know his podcast was called Don't Bite Your Tongue until one day I looked it up, and then they was like, this isn't you, and I'm like, I know that's not me. Who is that? But I was like, when I started this, I really didn't do no research. I didn't listen to podcasts or anything. It was just like, I like to talk. Let me see what I can do. And it started like that 2 years ago. That's crazy. And also when you just said that, it reminded me of what they said Lil Wayne do that too. Like, he look up lyrics and everything before he like lay it down to make sure nobody has said it. And I'm like, that's smart. That's smart.
To get in the game, or you don't want to be making music and people be like, yeah, they just bit off of everybody. Now you're gonna get inspiration and influence, but it's like, it's a difference between inspiration and influence and literally just biting their whole vibe. And you can tell, because certain people, you're gonna realize their longevity wise, they're not gonna have longevity in making that type of, or making their music. They're going to be making music, then they're just going to stop. And that's where I feel like a lot of people go wrong at, is however you start is going to, for the most part, determine how you're going to end, or how you're going to, be able to have longevity. So that's why for me, it's like, nah, I want to make sure everything is me. Like Lil Barri was me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was an album for me. In Layers is an album for me. Now the other albums after that will be also for me, but it will be like collaborations with some of the most fire, the most hottest producers, songwriters, singers, lyricists. The list goes on.
Yeah. So, that's what's up. Okay, so can you tell us about any projects that you're currently working on with other artists at the moment?
It's a lot. I could be here for like an hour talking about artists, but the biggest project now that I'm working on an album with my brother Luke. We working on an album. My brother Lang working on an album. Mag, Media Arts Geniuses at VSU, we're working on an album. And an artist that's in Mag, almost every artist in Mag we're working on an album or EP. It's so many, like, it's so much music. Like, it's so many people that I work with. And that's one thing about me. Like, I'm not an engineer that's just looking to make money and just to make a single and just get it out of the way. Like, I be wanting to make projects. Like, I like projects. I like to be able to sit back and say, wow, I engineered this whole project. I could sit back and listen to a Vanna J project. I could sit back and listen to a Tashi B project, a Kuba Chris project, a Lang project. Like, I could sit back and watch and be like, yo, like, I really did that. That's a part of time, outside of my own music. So, yeah.
On a sidebar, because I didn't write this one down, but do you ever get like overwhelmed with all these different people, like working with them?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's not overwhelmed. It's a lot of the artists that I've worked with, and it's not all of them, but a lot of them, like, we're all in the same kind of boat financially. Like, financially, we don't have the money to be able to spend. And like here, like these clouds right here, they're not free. You know what I'm saying? Clouds cost. So it does get a little overwhelming when it's money, but also, bouncing around from artist to artist. The only reason why I could do it like I do is because, like, these are people that I have conversations with. These people I talk to. I know life stories. I know we talk about, I'm transparent with them like they're transparent with me. And you can tell that through the music of people that are transparent, because the music hits even deeper because they're speaking about heartbreak. I can speak, I can engineer it when I'm feeling, I'm diving into the music just like they're recording the music. So I'm diving into, if it's a heartbreak, I'm gonna mix it like I was heartbroken. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like when I was heartbroken, when this situation happened or this situation. So that's where I feel like the music stands, like I can be able to move around. So it's not really overwhelming in that standpoint. It's just the back end of it, of like the money and not being able to have the funds to be able to do certain things that I want to do, because like I truly believe in the ecosystem that I've created.
Yeah.
To a point, if I don't have the money for it, or if we don't have the money to be able to do what we need to do, it's going to come. But right now we need to put in that work to be able to get the audience and get the people to really support us and really lock in and show support and share and like and really want to do it. It's not like we need to ask for it. It's more like they want to do it because they believe in us, like we believe in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This man said I got it all under control. It's cool. It's cool. You know, I'm Barri B. I'm cool as ice, you know.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The time happening just depends on the time that the Most High wants it to happen. It's gonna happen. I know it. I have faith.
Because you can see it, right? Like I'm a high believer in manifestation, like this, like the spoken part of the action part of it, like, and by the looks of it, look like you're doing your thing.
Hey, listen, got to like, and that's like, I feel like that's just the role that I've created for myself, like to be able to work with all these artists. Like a lot of stuff depends on me, so my mental well-being, my financial well-being, a lot of that stuff is on me to be able to do. But I can't just do it for them. I have to do it for me too. Like I have to really lock in, because I'm creating, I'm helping with a lot of the creation, and I'm a big part of that ecosystem that I'm envisioning and that I want. And I want to continue to let it grow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this gonna roll into my next little question. So knowing that you could have kept all of this to yourself with your gems and your juice and everything, like why share that with everybody? Like when, cause you have like a large leader role where a lot of people are dependent on you. Like it's almost like being kind of like a parent. Like you can't take no sick days off because people are, you know what I'm saying? Like for real though, like they depend on you. So like, why did you choose to help so many different people in that aspect?
I feel like it comes back to like when I was talking about my grandmother. My grandmother had a nonprofit organization, Southside Recreation Center. We build young minds, bodies, and spirits, and that I'm a product of that nonprofit. So growing up, I was raised to, you know, you do what you need to do for yourself, but you have to give back. If you don't give back, what are you doing? So in standpoint in that thing, I found my own way of how do I do that in my way, not with my family, not with my friends. Like how do I do it in my way? And the only way I could think of was through music, through audio. So a lot of it just has to deal with, you know, the music. Like it's going like I it's one thing recording a song by yourself. It's cool. People that go off and be like, oh yeah, I recorded this, I wrote this, I produced this. Like, yeah, that's dope. But at the same time, it does get boring.
Mm-hmm.
When you just recording by yourself. But when you have people that are creatives and I always say creative juggernauts, but because that's what I look at the people that I'm surrounded by, like, you know, iron sharpens iron. But like when you're working with them, when we all working together, it's something different. It's a moment. It's an experience. It's something that's stepped in time where even if nobody else understands, those people that was in the studio that was working can look back and say, wow, I remember we did this.
Mm-hmm.
And that moment, that's the moments that, you know, that really means more to me than anything. So that's kind of why I know I could have, you know, been selfish and just would have just recorded myself and putting out stuff, but I feel like it means more and it will do more if it's more people. And I started to meet individuals, I'm like, yo, you are dope, you're talented. But I know that if they were to go to somebody else, they wouldn't be able to see what I see and give that, like you said, that firmness of like, yo, like you got it. Like let's lock in, let's do it. Because on the engineering side, it's a whole different ball game of bringing that feeling, that emotion, recording. So, and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, it would have been boring if I was doing this by myself. Like, boring. Probably would have sold all this. Like,
no,
what?
Yeah.
Play video, I would have been a streamer. You feel me? Like, do something that I could do by myself. Like, making music is better when you're doing it with individuals that you respect and that are, I mean, for me personally, that are talented. Like, people I hang around are talented. It's not like I'm just hanging around. No, people I hang around, they sharpen me like I sharpen them. We just all coexist, you know. So yeah,
that definitely goes into power of association. I would like Barry, when I tell you, I'm an energy feeling person. If I didn't feel like if I felt something was off, we wouldn't be even talking. Let me tell you that, because I'm in the business of people too. So it's like you said, it would be boring. I can't do what I do without people. I'm so intrigued in the mindset of people and like how they go about their life, you know, because I'm like, we all so different. We all live these different lives and come from different backgrounds. Like, I couldn't do this. I can't have no conversation, a whole musical conversation with myself. What am I gonna talk about? You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that.
But no, on that, like, yeah, like that's, like I said, in high school, I wanted to be a therapist because I was going through traumas in life. And I kind of, at the same time with the engineering and everything, it's kind of like music. I look at it more like music therapy. More people has been telling me like the sessions that they work with me, it's like music therapy, because I make sure the artists get out what they really want to get out. Like, it's like, yo, how you feeling today? Oh, you feeling like this? Okay, we need to write about this. We don't need to write about something that you want people to feel. You need to feel through what you're feeling right now. And that's kind of where a lot of the music comes from. So I felt that when you said that about the mind, because the mind is a powerful thing. So
most definitely.
That will conclude the second part of Barri B The Interview. If you like what you're hearing, please continue to vibe with us. And if not, we'll catch you another time. Part 3 will be about a past project that Barri has done that we all know and love. Love, Barri. Thank you so much for the continued support. I'm Taisha, and I promise I won't bite my tongue.